Do I really need these? Up as well. I'll bring them up if I need them. Okay, let's get right into this. I'll check on chat whenever. Using different patterns. Ah, yes. I'll just take that one. Extra word is fine. Let's revise the concept of. Let's quickly revise the blocking method. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Quickly revise. Be sure to make groups of 3. Empty only place. Only. Should make groups of 3. And only had to place. Only had 2 players. Is with horizontal blocking, or formerly known as stairs shape. I don't know what exactly it's saying here. This group of 3 greens and we want to extend it. Hi Bruno! Welcome, welcome. Hope birthday boy is having a good day. Aww! This sounds adorable. I love. Aww, that's wonderful. So far so good? That's awesome to see. Yeah, I just checked on the Discord. I saw there was a thing and you're right. I love it. It's so oh, the style is so cute. Oh, warms my heart. Glad to see you doing well there. And we want to block it from its side. Oh, from the side. We want to extend it using the blocking. Want to extend it using the blocking its side. Blocking method from the side. You can do it like. What, you don't believe me? Well, don't worry. While this theory might still be floating in the air like a stair block where we And Boda has some he truly is enlightened, isn't he? So this is all new. You remember the blocking method's main principle is to set the key Puyo. Definitely feels like Boda. It is. It's hilarious how his editing literally just screams at Boda. Like this is actually just I don't know how he does it. I can't just like be that smart. Like how do you just come up with this? I need to ask him his secrets. I want to be able to be as wise as him. Hi Funian. Hope you are doing well. The blocking method's main principle is to set the key Puyo, the one that will trigger the chain by falling into place by connecting at least 4 Puyo to pop. Such that it does not yet connect to the other Puyos of what you want to trigger by blocking its position in which it will trigger with another color which should then be further. This is clunky wording, but I'll fix that up as well. Yeah, funny. He's always editing my stuff down so that like my wording isn't as clunky, but then I read his and his is clunky. It's like, oh, he's not a perfect individual. How crazy is that? It's the funniest thing. Because the green Puyo is stacked vertically, we want to put the key Puyo somewhere in the leftmost column next to it, we have to put it like this. If we wanted to put it somewhere low in this column, we would already connect to one of our greens. And that's what would end up placing it higher step by step until we reach this as the most direct block in terms of height. Additionally, can be said you could even make it a bit higher, which is a nice feature of the shape, but this mechanic will be talked about in a more advanced video. Wow! That's genius way of putting it. Yeah, yeah. Blocking like this. We didn't explain that why we can't block lower. I guess that's a really good way to put it. So you just keep shifting it up. Add images such that fits to the visualization of trying to first put the key Puyo on the left, on the ground, which will trigger, one higher, which will collide, and then one higher, which does the same. Make the proof end of how wide this is the minimal key Puyo position for it. It's like a mathematical proof. You say, oh, it has to... It doesn't work here, it doesn't work here, but it works for all cases above here. But it's also not all cases, because it's only the next three. It's like, green is... what is it? 3 is less than or equal to green, less than or equal to 7. The function definition, but it's theirs. I love it. Let X be Puyo, exactly. That's clever though. So after having determined the necessary position of the key Puyo, we can then fill out the space beneath it, completing the trigger. Oh, of course! Yeah, because this was kind of skimped on, hey. We just said, like, all I said was, you don't need to, like, you just put this and then you fill it in. He's going on about the fact why we put it up there. That's part of building the intuition. That's very clever. Thank you, Hemboto. That is a great way to put it. Every time we... Here's the trick though. What if we don't want to limit ourselves by having to create a full group of 3 every time we want to add a link? I said though twice. Though tough, though pie. Full group of 3 every time we want to add a link. Thanks, Hemboto. Every time. We got 2 spaces? No, we're fine. Ah, he's a genius. And I can unhighlight that because I think that fits perfectly. That's so good. Minimal high position of destiny and unforsaken. Did he say that somewhere? Did he say that somewhere? Oh, reading ahead, I see, Bruno. Oh my goodness. We've only set up a group of 2 on the right. The same as before, we want to now use block event to extend it, using the left side column. As you can see, when we apply the same logic as before, this time since the base is lower, the minimum height of the key Puyo will also be lower. That's really, really... Oh, hi, Dragon Seed. Hey, hey. Thoroughly stretched. Feeling good. Hey, hope you're doing well though. Thanks for popping in. Same as before, we want to... Yeah, so we're re-explaining. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Namely, this position. Termination before... Yep, and then the blah blah blah. Oh, nice 3 high word. Keep your minimal height position of destiny and unforsaken love. Beautiful. Since there's only 3 greens, since there will only be 3 greens connected. Um, 3 greens connected after the key Puyo. Have I been capitalizing key Puyo? Key. Yep. Up. Up. Ah, no. Oh, no, he hasn't been, have I? Have I been capitalizing key Puyo? Yeah, no, I haven't been. That's okay. Where were we? The key Puyo connected after the key Puyo falls into place. This won't get clear. Is that another green? I'm supposed to newly acquired key Puyo. Ah, he keeps putting it as one word. I know Japanese. The Japanese put it, make it one Puyo. But it's I think sounds like aquarium. Like the word acquired sounds like aquarium. Yearly aquarium Kipuya. I can't deal with this. This is amazing. Need to revise the timeline for the first video and start compiling glossary of sorts, just to try and be consistent. Compile. Yeah. If you want a reference for okay, good. I was like, was there anything? No, hold on. I'll open it from the file folder because we have everything in one place here. This one. If we go to the schedule, no, sorry, the planning doc. The planning doc's the one I wanted. If we go here, Hamboda has compiled a vocab stuff, which might help you. Might help you figure out what words you want to use or how you want to define everything. So if you'd like, I don't know if I've sent this one to you. I don't know if I have, but this is very helpful. So I can send this to you as well. Just shoot me a DM and I'll send you it, just so I don't forget. Okay, cool. Yes, make sure to DM me then. Yeah, as you can see, it works in the same way. It works exactly the same way as when we... It works in the same way as when we had initially... Yes, okay, that's fine. The same way as... It works in the same way as when we had initially made the series. When and if do not Google the French meaning of... Do we Google the French meaning of this, guys? When hen if piff. What the heck? Yeah, no worries, Bruno. No worries. Again, I still haven't gotten a response from like Void at all. Like even an acknowledgement. I might ask him if everything is okay. Because it's okay if he hasn't started. But what if my upload didn't work, right? Like, it's probably important to like at least know that. Yeah. We'll see, I guess. And now lastly, this also works the same as... And now lastly is kind of a clunkier. I get what you're saying, like it's concluding. And now this also works the same with if your initial group is a... Oh yeah, true, we don't need... Same is a group of 1. So it works the same if your initial... I don't know about and now lastly though. Because that sounds very concluding. I get that it's the last one of the 3, but How to translate trigger into Spanish in a way that's not too literal or too hard to read? Ah, interesting. Interesting that a word like that would be one that's weird to translate. Just whatever you would use to set off a chain reaction, I suppose. Hmm. Something along those lines. I believe in you. Some counterparts of the word keep here, the word stem. It would be good to have introduced it by now since it's annoying to call it initial group since that will rely on chronological building order, which is not a thing and only a concept. I think it's okay as a concept early in the series. I think here's the thing, right? You don't need to be correct in every instance. And this was my problem. I had this problem at some point as well actually. Because I remember in the earlier tutorials I was like, well, that isn't actually right, but it's the idea of like lying to them to help get them like started, and then afterwards you can just never refer to it again, or actually correct yourself. Like it's okay to oversimplify things, or use a sort of an artificial concept first, even if it's not like entirely correct, in order to help them understand. Because right, even if the concept is artificial, it's more easily understandable, right? And it's better that way. It's probably better that they at least understand it and they can move forward for now. Afterwards, we can look back and they will understand why they were taught that way, right? Um, I'll talk to him about that. Like some of these things that I haven't modified yet, I'll ask him about when he's around. Challenge for myself as well because I just borrow English words when talking about Puyo in Spanish, so I'll just come up with a word, I guess. That's fair enough. I mean, borrowing just makes it easier to understand cross-language, right? Like if, like how Japanese just say ni double. It's like, oh, that's a two double. Great. I love the commentary. And then they say honsen, I have no idea what that means, except now I do. It means main chain. It actually means like main line. As in like line of, I think of like line of like railway line sort of thing, and that's fairly different from what we call it, right? We just say main chain, um, which is interesting. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, secando. Yeah, right. You have onsen, which is proper word, and then you have secando. I love secando. So funny. Uh, I love my drying chains. So funny. Alright, so I'll talk to him about that, even though technically it doesn't make sense anyway. Have a look at this one. Makes sense, come at me anytime I show you the... what? There is a shame of shape when you're doing objective guides. This part is not about efficiency and color clothing, so no chain of possibility are the same. No, I wanted to make a joke about, even though technically that isn't a group. That isn't a group. Yeah, this is my... Or should I highlight this because it's my own thing after the fact? Yeah, I'll make it grey. No, that looks too much like if you actually highlighted it, It's kind of an evil color. I'll make it like... Yeah. Wait, was there anything pink? Vision of vocabulary, never mind. Well, yeah, I guess it is kind of. Whatever. I shouldn't be overlapping it though. Um, I'll just make it this thing. Because it's still my own that he wants to change, but we'll see. Love Sega put my advanced concepts into the games, forcing the actual translators to come up with a Spanish translation for Power Chain that doesn't stink. Simultaneous clear? Come on. I know they call it that in Japanese, but it doesn't roll off the tongue. Doji is much nicer than simultaneous. Oh my gosh. They do a similar thing with you, I'd imagine, right? Or with Spanish. Doji is so nice. Same time. Doji. Yeah, oh well. They're easy to visualize and remember, so they can be replicated easily. Yes, as a result, and they can also. Yeah, no, that sounded terrible. The lead is picking up on this sort of stuff. I'm like so grateful to visualize and remember. And as a result. And as a result, can be replicated. Can be replicated. It's just much easier to say than detonate. Detonante. I think you've made that same like connection as it's similar as just reading it like that, Omaji. Perfect Spanish Yoshi is actually that good. No way, right? You're just like you're hyping me up. No way. Thank you for teaching me, Bruno. I owe you my respects. It becomes a pattern. Can you see the stairs now? Can you feel the chain tonight? Add shape of 1-3 and stop bullying the basics. You're the mother of 3 children. Only because one is a bit awkward doesn't mean you're allowed to ignore it. Sure. Color is the shapes you show after another 1-3, 2-2, and 3-1. It's the only thing that would go amiss by skipping the process section. Maybe consider, say, why the name is 1-3 and 2-2 by saying, yeah, so you've got a amount of key Puyo and a amount of stem foundation, however you want to call it. Yeah, we don't have a word for this. Key Puyo and like Link, rest of the no, Link is the whole thing though. Did we call the group that like it touches the Link though? Actually, I need to check this. Storyboarding has the most recent script. I've told you before, Spanish is read exactly as Romaji. Oh, you said it was exactly like it? Interesting. Maybe I was misremembering because I didn't believe it. Probably if I say the start of the chain instead of the trigger of the chain, but a chain might have multiple triggers. Yeah, that's the thing. I think that's the reason why we have these terms, because it's also like there are multiple links in a chain. There's multiple triggers potentially. Yeah, if it helps your language in the early videos, I think it's okay. It is okay to just say the start of the chain, because there is only going to be one trigger until you get to sandwich. And that's why I leave sandwich till later, because you can do stuff like multiple triggers with sandwich already. It's crazy. Sandwich like is more complicated than people give it credit for. But yeah, like in the early tutorials, it might help to just say start of the chain. But eventually, yes, it'll probably need a different word. Actually, just in the start and trigger. It's just that the trigger can set off any amount of the chain. The trigger doesn't necessarily mean the maximized potential of the chain. As in, it can be somewhere sort of like along the chain. So the one that I'm talking about is, let me get chains set up. So the one I'm talking about here, and it's going to become like a pretty cool point to bring up in, is this, right? So your trigger can be green or it can be red. And these are both triggers. They're triggers for the chain, but like this one is the like, I don't know, optimal trigger. I don't think we have a term for like what the true like main chain actual start is. We just say that there's a couple triggers. Because it doesn't come up too much. The red is the start of the chain, correct? Red is the start. Yeah, red is start, but red and green are both triggers. So you can say that the start of a chain is just a specific case of a trigger. Sort of like squares and rectangles. You can say green is another start. It like, again, it doesn't... in English it's ambiguous because start is sort of like the front, right? The front. You wouldn't say green is the front of a chain because, you know, let's say you have your chain is up here, right? You have a transition. If you do it here, that's not really the front of the chain. Like, it's not the start of the chain. It's a start. It's a way to start the chain, but but then you wouldn't call this a trigger, right? You wouldn't call it a trigger, I don't think. Maybe do you call it a trigger? Not in a traditional sense. I think we just call it an attack. We wouldn't. I think trigger is usually for like main chain. In the main chain context, so this would just be an attack, like a mid-game attack. I don't know. The language is not very good, but the fact that like harassers come up as potentially an issue, the reason like why I haven't been calling them harassers. It's like I'm trying to figure out good words for them, but I can't. Like, is there fighting game language I can apply to it? I think we've talked about it before, but we never came to a conclusion. It's ambiguous in Spanish as well, right? Triggers for main chain, so then you can say it is the start of the main chain. You can say start of the main chain, yeah. Look at the idea from a different perspective, so I can come up with a proper word. Yeah, because that is completely reasonable, because you could just think about it differently and introduce concepts in a slightly different manner because of the wording, right? Your wording and your vocabulary dictates the way that you describe. Like if the word that we didn't use, oops, I didn't check what link was. If you didn't use the word link, the way you'd write your sentence would be different too. So it just depends, really. Hold on, it isn't. Yeah, we call the whole setup a link. But we don't have anything. Well, maybe this is the link, and the key Puyo falls onto the link. We say complete a link, though, so a link is like a fulfillment, isn't it? That's awkward. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we had terminology for it. First one's always the trigger. Yeah. We don't have language for it. Programming context, but I'm not sure I like the usual translation. Might just borrow that translation. Same word as to shoot. What they use in Japanese, utsu? Is it? Actually, I'm not sure. I don't know what the utsu. Is that? Utsu. Utsu? Is it this one? I know this means to hit. If it's not utsu, I think it's something else. I think it's butsu. Was that something else? I can always check. Something else as well. I'm not sure. Oh, the one down here. Oh my gosh, that's chonky. Wait, was it this one? I can't even tell. I can't read it. Hold on, yeah, we're putting this in Jusho. No, go back. Yeah, I wanna learn. Utsu hit and Utsu shoot. Ah, yeah, okay, right. Let's have a look. Jusho. It's to shoot at, to attack, to defeat, destroy that. Right. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, Butsu. Butsu's the one I know. I know this is Butsu. To hit. Interesting that I always find it interesting that like I don't know how the thing searches, but sometimes it comes up with like similar stuff somehow. Interesting. Junior high kanji. Yeah, this is oh, this is top part. This top part's in something, isn't it? I don't know. It's used in stuff. You got car, hand, and something. Wow. Chonky. Good to know. So that's what they use in Japanese, is it? Very interesting. I wonder how much oh, what's that? The Puyo words or something. I need to go visit it again and see how much I can read now. I wonder if I can read more. And especially if I use Rikai-kun, it would help with any kanji, I don't know. Ooh. Check like some Tony videos with commentary? Yeah. That's definitely a good idea. Leave the whole process part out now, since at this point you just repeat yourself. Set for another group of 3. It's also the initial group. Now keep Puyo. It's got this blocker now, does it help with adverts? Connect to the initial group. After you've cleared the trigger, we get a 2-chain. What was this? He literally just like exploded it. Ah, okay. And this is the stuff that we explained earlier. You know what's underneath first. Right, so if you just, yeah, you can kind of skip this because of the way that we explained it here, that Hamboto explained it here. You don't really need to step through the process anymore. That's really clever. Much easier. And then we have to quickly describe this. Next, we'll move into discussion. We'll get into discussing how to extend these forms past 2 chains. So 3 stands for now, since it's the most common. Is the most common. So it is the most common one used. It is the one most commonly used. The note. Know that the thinking is the same for the type stairs, but note that the same applies for the type stairs too. Yeah, I don't need to talk about the thinking so much. Note that the same is for the other type stairs too. That the same applies. Okay. Pretty sure that's the word they used. If so, I'm not so comfortable with the translation. Right. I'm sure there are some words though that we have carried over, and they don't generally contain. Like you said something about programming language uses trigger, and like it's kind of, I think it's still okay to use words that like you can invent new usages for words, or you can use words from other contexts, like fighting games, for example, and stuff. Thing is, not everyone is going to have that background regardless. So even if you borrowed it from there, people might never know. But because it's been introduced in a specific way, as long as you define it, I think that the word itself can hold up against anything else, like harass, right? You know how we've been using harass? And again, I think that's probably good to change at some point. But the fact that it's been in common usage, like, it hasn't been problematic too much. because it's just been defined pretty well. Let's check the French community as well. Oh, true. Sort of similar. Well, that could definitely help, yeah. French community have a lot of, like, resources. Just like before. Ah. Yeah. First, we create the... Yeah, that's a thing still. I think initial is still okay. Oh yeah, I do already talk about how to make the 2-chain here. Oh. Yeah, good point. I did just repeat myself. Oh, that's useful. Okay, goodbye section. Do I do it with two stairs? Oh, I guess if I say it works the same way. Alright. I can always go back to my original document. They do have a wiki at Bayonne, right? I'm pretty sure they have their own wiki too. Yes. They would have to. For the third, fourth, and fifth, imagine you weren't committed to write it fully out. Do you really believe you were committed enough to listen to it fully in video form? Yeah, that's fair. You might not need to go through every example here. I just want lots of examples, right? And I feel like that's only 3 examples anyway. Oh, 4, I guess. I guess it's 4. Okay, maybe skip to 5 after this one. And we can make it more and more brief each time. Alright. We can set up our groups of 3 at a time. Focusing on using one color from a pair at a time to now, but being able to make use of both at once is crucial. I have no idea if vital is used like this. I only know crucial or critical or something like that. Very Dunny Coltena. Alright, we're gonna Coltena. There we go. For me, crucial sounds more natural, but I'm no native. Let's look up the definition of vital. Hold on. Yeah, vital and crucial are the ones we want to have a look at. Absolutely necessary, essential. So yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like it's extremely important. Crucial? Decisive or critical. Of great importance. That's the thing. This one says it's very important. Oh, hold on a moment. Go back. Okay, yes, we're back. It's not home yet. Let's see. Oh, hello there. Oh, I'm not sure how to say your name. GK Kaply? Hello, welcome though. Do you work for the translation for BBC tutorials? I wish. I wish I had a role as great as that. No, I'm writing my own tutorials. Sega's guides are fine, but they're limited in what they can do, right? So I'm hoping that this guide will be able to fill in the blanks, sort of thing, and also extend upon what they're teaching, because, like, they don't teach all too much. Which I guess makes sense, because it would kind of be awkward to... Like, I don't know how much of the Japanese community is actually aware of high-level Puyo knowledge. I do wonder. But, like, it's not something they would put into the game as a guide. The most advanced thing they get to is like how to build like a 9 chain, which is not even 10. And then they don't talk anything about like other aspects of the game, so I think, or like how to build different forms and stuff, which is, but that's all like player made anyway, so I think that's why as a player it'll be useful to have this all down. But if you do have any questions, feel free to shoot them my way, because I'm looking for any advice I can get on this guide series. Yeah, exactly, pretty much so. It's boring for a beginner like me. Oh, yeah, that's fair enough. Hey, it's good to have words from those who are learning the game. Like that's a big thing with Puyo. It can have a very high barrier of entry. I totally recognize that. It can be very hard to pick up. And unless you like actively get very involved in the community, you're probably just gonna get lost. Or unless, you know, you play it completely casually. But if you want to get into it, yeah, it can be tough. There's some resources out there, but they haven't been updated in a long time. So this will use more of the modern terminology, and I'm hoping to introduce everything very, what was the word I was using for it again? I don't know. Anyway, I'm doing my best. Hi, Hamboda. It's crucial because, of course, is okay, Hamboda. Anyway, this one is of great importance. Vital means absolutely necessary. I think it's a necessary skill, right? I think it's necessary. Not just important, but necessary. Anyway, that's what I'm thinking. If you look for proper translation, you could try find the wording of the PPC game. Don't rely on bio and wording, it's so alienated. They invent weird words for no reason inside the community. Most people also don't know what all of them mean. Really? Oh, that's funny then. Okay, so be careful when you look at the the French community. Hamboda can offer advice on a lot of things. He's actually just like a genius. Yeah, that's the thing though, like there's a lot of stuff they don't have. Like they don't even have trigger, do they? Oh, Hamboda, a couple things I'll run through while you're here. We can change this up. A good way to visualize it is with horizontal blocking, or formerly known as stair shape. What do you mean by that? I don't understand what that means. Random and only Hiku knows them? So is Hiku the big guiding light of knowledge in the... I'm not surprised, but I wasn't sure if it was a like how collaborative of an effort it was, or if it was... Like, you have kind of like the forefront of theory in the communities. You've got like Acliv, right, who just does all the work in the Taiwanese community. I imagine it's mostly him that puts that stuff together. You have Hiku, and then I don't know. I can't say it's myself because it has been people like S2 and that who have done stuff in the past. But with this series, maybe I'll become that person. Formally means something else in German. Officially known? Oh, formally. Yes, correct. Formally. Formally. There you go. Formerly known as the stair shape. Formerly known as stair shape. That's fine too. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Hamburger. Yes, it's formal. Formally. Former is like before. Former, and then formally is like it used to be known as. I need ice cream. You're me too, Ross. Me too. I require ice cream. Hi. So we have this group of 3 greens, and we want to extend it using blocking its side. Okay, so let's say we delete mine, right? My part. And we want to extend it using the blocking its side. Is like I'm trying to think of how to word that using the blocking method. Right, should we just say that instead? Using the blocking method. We should just say blocking method, right? I think that's fine. You don't want to. We don't even need to say horizontal. We already talked about we're going to talk about it horizontal. We're like we're repeating ourselves. Extend it using the blocking method. That's fine. You said want to block, but don't make a verb out of it. We shouldn't. Is that wrong? I feel like every time we are blocking anyway, right? You block your color, like it is the verb. The blocking method implies that you are blocking, right? That like as a verb. Like, oh, hold on. I was trying to go into stay with the blocking method. Yeah, okay, fair. But I'm thinking like, if I, I don't know. Maybe I don't remember if I said it in the guide, but like, you're blocking, right? This is blocking. You're blocking. Blocking. Blocking する. Blocking します. You want, yeah, okay. But no, I agree. That's a better way to word it. It was confusing and weird. What I can't come up with my own wonky names for the forms, and then all of the Spanish-speaking Puyo fan base becomes super lenient for the rest. See, that's the pro strat. I just saw the emote combo grass. Beautiful. In this sentence, you address the act of using the method, not the verb. Yes, that's fair though. You want a car accident? Okay, Hamboda. Alright. So you're telling me I don't need to say using the blocking method. So yeah, so I don't need to say it's the blocking method, right? You're right, because that becomes redundant. And we don't need to talk about the idea behind the concept because I'm clunky worder. I guess the way you explain it, I don't need mine anymore. That's okay. No, you're right. This is actually really, really well done, Hamboda. Like this is actually very, very well. Like this explains it so well. I think this is really good as part of building the intuition. I wasn't 100% on just saying, oh, it's floating, so we just fill in the bottom. That doesn't. The way that you put it is pretty perfect because it shows them that it has to be higher. Because if you put it here, then it's not going to work. No, that's very clever. Thank you, Hamboda. Hello, Auto. Welcome. Twitch, and I found you the right profile. This, he might have been hosting me then. Unless he's streaming right now, I don't know. I didn't get a notification. I don't think he's streaming right now, is he? Wait a minute. Profile where? Because that's not his Twitch name either. What? Real? No. Okay. Twitch. His name isn't... He changed it. Why would it link here? That's so strange. Hold on, be right back. Welcome on in anyway though. Just give me a moment. Oh yes, I'm aware that he is an Osu player, but he's also a Puyo player and a Tetris player. He goes by Dorami in these communities. What is it on his profile though? On his profile, does he have his Twitch linked? Like, I'm so curious. Where in the world did he link from? I'm so curious. Thank you for the follow though. Didn't rereads. It's so you know what I mean. Gotcha. Yeah. Jeremy. I have 10 different. He has like a few. He's got a few. His name is like Kaya as well. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but K-A-I-A goes by that name as well. He's got a few different names. He is hosting me? Okay, that's I guess it jumped a hoop though. Like that's weird. Again, I'm curious where it was linked and why it would have just auto jumped. It should have just been his channel hosting mine, but it's weird. Very strange. So I will clean up the wording here after I check the other stuff, but this I just wanted to say, Hamboda, this is really good. This is really well written. Funny when people go to French Puyo server, ask about Dorami and they don't recognize him. Yep. Too many usernames, man. Add images for the visualization. Yep. The same as before. We want to use the blocking method. 2 on the right. Since there will only be 3 greens. Depending on the green on top of neither. So what you want to say? Same as before, we want to use the blocking. Oh, right. So this is still really good. This is still all like. This is basic. This is just an extension of this, but to 2-2. And I agree with it. So we'll. I will fix this up as well afterwards. Hamburger, would you like to explain yourself? If you don't want us to Google it, maybe we can get it directly from you, the source. Right? People ask for the source. Well, I found the source and I am investigating. Essentially, the excrement of animals that is in the drinking water. Ah. Ah. So you're saying... So, does this phrase have an inherent meaning? I'm... I'm very curious. Nice. It is indeed nice. What is your profound... thing? Have ice cream? What flavor? What flavor? Tell me about it. Tell us about the ice cream so we can be hungry for ice cream. Because isn't that just the best feeling in the world? I deleted an if there. You delete. Ah. Oh, that as if we had initially made the, and it sounded like, oh. That's what, wow, how do you remember that? Okay, alright, thank you. Thank you, Humberto, for your wise words, as always. I'm glad we could clear that up. Don't worry, I do keep your original version here, I see. We've got this one. I think I named it, yes, Humberto Wisdom. Your version, Humberto Wisdom, and then we're working under the edited document here. Just so that they're like separated. I know it's not completely edited, but so that when we're finished, it'll just be the edited document. Even if it's a work in progress edited. Alright. So here's an interesting thing. It relies on chronological building order, which is not a thing and only a concept. I think we talked about this before. Like, it probably would be good to have a word for it. I feel like it's kind of awkward still. But, so, we talked about build order and it being just a conceptual thing. And it's sort of artificial, right? It's not truly right to say that. However, I think when you're teaching this method, you only do it one way, right? It's too confusing to have to, like, you don't need to generalize something so early, I guess, right? You can rely on an artificial concept. Later down the line, they will come to understand what you meant, right? And they'll recognize it's not an actual thing, because they will just end up building in different orders and they won't think about it anymore, which is completely fine. So I think when we're still building in a certain order, it's okay to just throw this around. I don't think you need the word here. I just want to see the word would be so fundamental that it's the best place to introduce it. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Huh. No, Yoshi, police are at your house. I heard subtle sirens. It's okay. They're not at my house. They don't want me. I have a satisfactory amount of squish. Probably. It's okay. I'm safe. Yeah, I don't know. What kind of word would even work? It's sort of awkward because key Puyo is usually only one Puyo, but then I've kind of been saying key Puyos, which is like, is that correct? So there's the Puyos that do the work, the key Puyos, and then the ones that are stationary. And like when you go to a tail, then I guess all of them are key Puyos, which is sort of awkward. But I don't know what word we can use. Retirement Puyos? It'd be called the lock Puyos, right? You have the key and you have the lock. I don't know. Like, it would be nice if they can work hand in hand, because that's what they do, right? They just go together. The Puyos that do the work, the ones that move, yes, the ones that do work, as in physics concept work. No, that makes me sense. Yeah, it's stationary is kind of unclear though, right? Stationary is just question mark. Fixed Puyos? Maybe fixed. Maybe fixed. Instead, we just call the key Puyo the unlocking Puyo, and we call the rest of the Puyos the locking Puyos. Or the locked Puyos. So you need to put the key in for it to actually work. Perfect. I don't know. Stem is Japanese word, stem? Oh. You can have a link that it's comprised only of working Puyos? Yeah, I was thinking about tail. Tail's awkward. I guess we never talk about key Puyos in tail, right? Unless we talk about completing the tail. So it's not actually technically a fixed concept. Like, tails are just kind of weird. I think tail terminology is probably a different field, though. Like, you can't really talk about tails the same way you talk about normal forms. Which is why I have, like, a whole video on the concept of it. Prefixed and later fixed? This is another war. I think I remember this. Oh, prefixed. Oh, jeez. Yeah, it's question mark. You shall not get me here. I see. I see. Maybe fixed group. I guess it works the same if your fixed group is a group of one. Fixed group. Fixed is... I guess fixed is technically more correct than initial anyway, and just by changing that word, that's fine. Do you think fixed group is okay though? I still don't know if that's okay. Fixed group is kind of... Like, I think it's good, but I don't know if it's good, because it's such a new word, I guess. It's very... Yeah. Since I wrote it. Not so sure? Yeah, I don't know, Bruno. It's hard. Okay, so we'll think about... I still think my point stands about it being initial group is okay, because it technically is... As a new player, you don't need to worry about build order, but... Okay, as much as possible. That tells you can also have a chain with several moving Puyos like a powered Stairlink. Well... Several moving Puyo... I have started saying key Puyos, though. I think. I think I talked about... Or maybe I didn't. I don't know, but... I've started talking about the ones that do have to be added. The key Puyos, I think. Or maybe I didn't. I don't remember. It's difficult. It is defined in the blocking method video. But we only talk about it as a key Puyo. But I think it just makes sense if we say Puyos with an S. Oh, also Hembodo, you said it makes sense to come at me anytime I show you only 1-3 stairs. Hembodo, I meant to say one isn't a group. Technically, one isn't a group. That's the one that I was saying doesn't make sense. Not that 1-3 stairs doesn't make sense. Like, is one a group? This doesn't look very... Can 1 be a group? A group of 1 element. Oh. Never mind. Maybe I should leave my joke out. I just wanted to say something funny. But I guess it's technically correct. A group of 1. Or even 0. Yeah, but Matt's group theory is probably cool. Maths is a cool way to define things. 1 is not the same as set of 1. Wait, no, this is a different 1. This is the list of 1, is it? I don't know. I don't know what square brackets is. I only see square brackets as interval. Array of 1. Oh, like list. Okay, a list or array. Yeah, sure. Fair. Math group theory is not English examination. Fine. Is my joke okay if I say it isn't a group? Even though technically it isn't a group. No? Am I not allowed to make jokes? Do I just leave this out? Do I just delete it? Do I delete it? I'm Bulu myself, isn't it? Isn't this a Bulu of self? I do my jokes in green. I have to use your jokes, is it? In the end credits, I have to say any jokes that were made in the making of this video were from Himboto. No, I do agree about making 1-3 stairs the same as the others though. It's about how to chain, and it's sort of like you're already prejudicing people without giving them enough of an explanation early on, and we can probably explain why it's not good early on and don't have to mention too much here. We can say it like once, which I already did, but you're right that I don't think it needs further mention. And stairs are just regular stairs in underwater Puyo. True. At Boo's YouTube underwater stairs video. Because he is actually a genius. He was pretty legendary. Don't put salt on the stairs. Exactly. Alright, we will think about this. Also, wait, no, hold on. And now lastly, just... I get what you mean, but it feels weird to say that. Like, even if I say now, and now lastly, like, they sound a bit funny together. I'm doing a song. You guys have any suggestions on how to like keep the style of thing, or you could reverse it and do the whole video from 1-3 says 3-1, say look 1-3 the trigger is here, 2-2 the trigger needs to be higher. That would actually be really funny to do. And since I'm already doing some stuff out of, like, sort of out of order, it would logically make sense. Oh, but the thing is, they've already learned to do a group of 3. And then I guess it depends on what order you want to teach from. Do you want to teach from the order of, you have a group of 3 and you want to block it? Or have something you want to block and then make it higher? But, like, I feel like that's less logical, as a new player. I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like it's less logical to think it in that, like, think about height differences, you know? You wouldn't think about heights much as a new player. You're just thinking about groups of Puyos and blocking at this stage. It is an interesting point, though, definitely, Humberto. I can see what you mean. I do see what you mean. But I think the order makes it messy. Any stupid reasons for stuff inside it as possible. Well, you know, if you're having fun, that's what matters, right? Maybe I'll keep. Can you feel the chain? Do you like feeling chains, Himboto? Do you enjoy it too? Isn't it just the most enjoyable experience? Beautiful. Um, yeah, I can add all three here. I've realized now that you're, and this is where we have to talk about one brain choo-choo because you've done the whole like explanation thing earlier. That was really good. I feel chains are pretty hard, cold, and steel-like. Not the most comfortable experience. Now, Grass, can I ask you if you feel the same way about main chains? Hmm. Hmm. I still, yeah. I know that it's kind of, I'll keep thinking about it. I'll keep it for now, but yeah. Yes, this I will kind of go faster with these ones. I won't explain every step in third, fourth, and fifth, but I will do. I think I will do. I will still do all of them. I'll like do less explanation with every single one of them. Like three, I'll do less explanation. Then once we get to fifth, it will just be like, all right. I'll point out any like big decisions I make, but I think having this many examples is really important. Uh, because showing how you can work with RNG is so key in a guide. Like that's the main reason why my original guides, like most of my original guides, were not even explaining. I think, like I don't know, I haven't looked back at them in a long time because I'm thinking of doing that at some stage. I'll look back at like a bunch of my old videos or something. But yeah, it's just being able to show examples is so good, so good. Main chains, are they just chains but thicker? Main chains are essentially what keeps the grid of the main universe running. Please note of any risks of side universes. It's not covered with your insurance company. I don't know if you want to take him by his word for a grass, but that's apparently one way to define main chains. So there you go. Anyway, oh yes, when you came in, we were talking about Vital and Crucial. Yeah, I like Vital because it's so important. It's very important. Crucial is also a good word. I also did ping Tenor on this, so we'll see what he says. He might just be really confused, but that's okay too. He is alive and needs to go to the hospital. Maybe the Puyos do need to go to the hospital if they get split so much and not used. Maybe the player needs to. Maybe they'll end up in the hospital, exactly. Yeah, Dr. Mario reference. That's what we can call it. It's vital. It's vital as well because you can't split in Dr. Mario. Get it? There you go. And you're happy with this? Like I was not sure if this was actually okay. Maybe it's because I haven't done the examples, but like this, like wow, there's not much here. You think it's okay? I'm happy. I'm happy that I did a good job, even though this was the stuff I wrote later, so I thought that I would be more tired and I wrote weird. Oh, okay, fair enough. If you have anything you want to mention now, that's okay too. Wow, rubbish so British, is it? What did people say otherwise? Your own rubbish pieces. What else would you say? What word would you use? Not garbage, because garbage is what we call Ojama Puyo. Your own, like, I don't know, waste. It's not waste either. I mean, I guess it technically is. Yeah, that's a thing. I mean, to be fair, we do use counter and counter. But, shh. So that's good. This can be useful if you're having trouble creating a group of 3. This comment makes 0 sense after I have edited myself out. At this point, I have become schizophrenic, editing my own edits out. What I want to say is nice that paragraph works out fine even with other edits. It is nice. This is kind of standalone, I think. Like this is its own concept. It's different ideas, but it is nice. Anyway. Explanation was okay, unless I didn't read it at all, since it just explained the examples. That's fair. Useless? The thing is, see, you're right. This is where I'm going to argue with myself again. I know you can say useless because as a beginner, it is useless pieces. But I think it should be, like, the difference here is I think it should be emphasized that no piece is really useless. I don't know if I'm justified in thinking that, but yeah. You make use of useless pieces. Recyclable pieces. No, that's way too confusing. Leftover pieces? Leftover pieces. What was like the thing is in the other guide I might have already been calling them rubbish pieces. I probably should check what I called them. I think I might have just said throwing your trash to the side. Oh, I called it side junk. That's right, we called it side junk. That's funny. This is only when considering you're in side junk. No, but that's specifically junk that's on the side, isn't it? Is that we're not planned in your shape? Ah, yes, your own pieces that were not. Yeah, great. Non-vital. Non-vital's funny. The rest of the chain. Non-invited pieces that self-invited them to the party. Oh my goodness. Was there anything else on here? Ah, the best advice. The most advice. Did I say most? Did I mean to? Sorry, Humberto. My brain must have exploded at that point. That's definitely, yeah. Cool. That's all good then. Yeah, rubbish pieces. I don't know. You were just making an offhand remark though, not that it was wrong. I'm excited for this video. It would be so nice to have another one up. Because it looks like just an abandoned thing. It's like, oh, he made the first video. It's like one of those projects that has the first video and then it's just gone. It's just done. Like, they don't do anymore. Like, I don't want it to feel like it was that way, but uni literally just came in at, like, at such a terrible time. If there were, like, 3... Well, usually when people, like, make 3 videos, then they don't stop. But it was just 1. And it looked cancelled, which is horrible. Because it's sort of like, what do you call it? It's like the pilot episode happened and then no one liked it, so then they just stopped, sort of thing, you know? I don't want to feel that way though. I don't want to make it that way. Which is why I want that second video to be up, and it'll really give me a lot. I think it'll give me a lot of insight, because the blocking method, like the way I tried to do that video was to give people the intuition. I'm trying to build people up to understand how to build chains. Because so many people just, again, build stairs and they don't know how chains work. They don't know how any of the they build GTR, they don't know how chains work. It's like, I want to see if people can actually learn how to build 5 chains. Because when I taught Shocky, I was playing with Shocky this morning. We were playing a bunch, he made a 9 chain. Not with blocking method. With blocking method, he made he usually gets a 4. He consistently gets 4s, which is like pretty much what you're expected to get to with the blocking method. You should be able to just like make 4 chains. I taught him stairs, and then the stairs transition, and then he made a 9 chain. I was like, oh, you made the transition, good job. And then he was like, I'll keep extending. And I'm like, hello, you have a 7 chain already, you don't need to keep extending. And then he did, and he got 9 chain. He was like, actually so good. He only started today. He's crazy. He's go like cheer him on. He's amazing. Anyway, yeah, but like it gave me confidence. Like again, he did learn really quickly, but I really want to know if what I've set out to do is going to be achieved in that second video. Because first video is just mechanics. You can't go wrong with mechanics, right? It's just telling people how the game works. This is very different. So if I can get some info from the second video on like whether it's because people like the first video, and again you couldn't go wrong with it. If people do like the second one though and think it's helpful, then I kind of have more info and I can say this third video, considering it follows a similar format to the second, will also be successful. And like I'll know that my teaching method is succeeding. I'm waiting to get there, but we're working on it and we'll see. We'll see. I'm excited. Because even if it's not super successful, it just means I have to do better than the next ones. Which is kind of a shame because, again, it's an early video, though. Like, I really do want this to work. I think it can. I think it can. We'll see. I just like the Australian in you saying rubbish. Fair enough. Let's go! Superman 64 LP. How many people have done that? Have done Superman 64 LPs? Oh my goodness. If it all goes wrong, oh, the guide is about making and firing the neuron chains in your brain on how to fire Puyo chains. If it all goes wrong, we still get our company and 400k in UK that are not taxified. All this talk about Puyos made me hungry lunchtime. Foodar! Enjoy the food, not eating Puyos. Oh my gosh. I will explode. Alright, so this is, for the most part, where, like, it's just, I think the only thing we need to focus on editing is or the only thing we need to really add to now is this part, the stuff that you're talking about here. Um, the modified version. I mean, I'm just gonna fix up the wording. I think the way you put it is pretty perfect. And I'll add some visualization as well. I don't think I'll do that just yet. I'll do that when I'm doing the storyboarding, which will be tomorrow anyway. But considering I have a limited time tonight, it's nice to see everything kind of flow through pretty nicely. Like again, I'm kind of surprised that you thought most of my stuff was okay. I really thought that it sounded a bit awkward, but that's because like as I was going, I was just kind of throwing my thoughts in, and we'll see. I'll probably ask Shocky to have a look over it as well, because again, he's now learned stairs, so he'll be able to reflect and let me know if things sound awkward or, whatnot. He wasn't quite so pessimistic, Hambodo, but it was more like I really felt like I was just doing it to get it done. Like, because I just wanted to have a draft done. I wasn't thinking about fixing it. Like, I wasn't thinking about the best way to word things, but that part of it is because I want it to sound natural as well. Because when I'm reading the script, I don't want it to be so flat. I want it. It's a bit of personality, you know. I may as well throw myself in a little bit. And you know, it's easier for me to voice a script that is written in the style that I talk as. Otherwise, it just becomes awkward and weird for me to speak. So, you know, it's good that it makes sense then. Remember, for most of the part I was there anyways. That's true, but like, you didn't give... Like, since we were focused on trying to just like do what we can, there wasn't like a large amount of advice being given at the time, because I was like, oh, you'll edit it and give me that advice, but there wasn't, you know, aside from this part. But honestly, I'm just really happy with this. This is I think, a big improvement to the guide. This makes a lot of sense. I'm excited. I'm excited for this one. I think this is a really good way to do stuff. Kyobi recently put out a video on stairs as well, so I'm curious. I'm gonna have a look at that and see what he's done, because there could be pointers that we get from there, or things that we can improve on. We'll see. We'll see. Nah, good stuff. Very happy. Also, Bruno, I don't know how I haven't already... Oh, no, maybe when he gets back. Skippy stairs back then and only linked DPPC. What? What did you do? This is a nice way of doing it? Aw, thank you, Hamburger. It's definitely reassuring. Because sometimes I step back and think, am I going into too much depth? Like, will it... But this intuition thing, I've talked about it so many times, but it's so important. So important. So important. Irrelevant anyways, as far I never learn stairs. Okay, fair. I'm still also very curious about teaching stairs transition before sandwich, but I really think it's a good idea because it's not that difficult compared to the complexity of sandwich. And since Shocky caught on so quickly just from my explanation, I think it's still good. After having done GT on 10 chain in front. If you do front and you can't do stairs, that's quite a unique contrast. Quite a unique contrast indeed. No, okay, this sounds blue. Probably. Ah, right. If you remember, did you remember Hemboto? Noob. Do you agree though? Do you agree this feels a bit unnecessary, or like another way you want to put it? Because we could just skip to the blocking methods. main principle is to set the key Puyo. If you want me to just... If you want to make the Puyo tutorials... Here's the thing, we can make the Puyo tutorials and then we can adapt it into a musical. We'll have one whole musical where the I don't know, the plot is someone learning how to become a Puyo master. And they go through, and each tutorial is a song. Each tutorial will be a song. Actually imagine a song about building stairs and stuff. I feel like this is a better idea than it has any right to be. Do you feel the same way, Humberto? I don't know. There's not many people around right now, so I don't know if anyone else can be here to call us crazy. But I feel like this is untapped territory. Sega, you got nothing on us. Some epic videos of somebody learning and playing, then the commentaries all saying exactly. See? Wouldn't that be incredible? It's sort of like the Puyo explained like a fighting game video that Zan did. Except as a musical. You got it done, but what next? It's the transition on the X. I'm not a rapper. That was not good. But still. Still. The idea is very, very much a beautiful thing. Anyway. Methods, main principles to set the key Puyo. I think, did we not talk about key Puyo? Should we restate the definition of the key Puyo? Because we're, to be fair, like here we talked about making a group of 3 and only had to place one key Puyo. Clearing and not popping. Ah, okay. Stream buffers a lot recently? Really? Let me have a look. Dropped frames, 0. I hope everything is okay. Okay, alright, now it's stopped. That's good. Oh, 20%. 30%. 30% dropped frames in the last 10 seconds. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Why? Why? None there. That's not very good. Okay, hopefully it can be alive enough for us to function. Anyway. Is to set the key Puyo such that it does not connect to the other Puyos of what you want to trigger. Yeah, also this sentence ended up sounding really clunky too, I think. Such that it does not connect to the other Puyos of what you want to trigger by locking its position in which it would trigger with another color, which will then be further extended. We will reword this, I think. But the idea is definitely... I understand your idea. I can answer you without hearing you. So power. So power. So... set up a key Puyo. Is to... such that it is blocked. Maybe we don't even say key Puyo. Set up a Puyo such that it's blocked from another group Puyos because to clear later. Like, we're indirectly redefining, or like saying the definition of key Puyo again. Like that, I think that's what you're saying here anyway, right? So this is just a way to say it without even explicitly saying key Puyo, which is fine, I think. Because we're talking about the principle of it, so we don't need to use the terms, I guess. And then, you know, this is a bit longer as well. Yeah, with another color which will then be further extended. Yeah, so I think this is a good way to shorten it. And then because we give an example straight after, we don't have to worry about ambiguity. Because the green Puyos are stacked vertically, and we want to put the key Puyo somewhere in the leftmost column, so we have to put it like this. Yes, and then I think that like rolls into it very well. And that's the image. Cool. That's good so far. Leftmost column, so the column to the left of it, I think. To the left of it. I have to put it like this. So we're low in the column, it would already connect to one of our greens. If we were to put it somewhere low in this column, well, oh my gosh, I deleted the wrong one. It would already connect to one of our 3 greens, and thus we would end up placing it higher. We would have to place it higher. As we increase the height. Okay, there we go. Most direct position. Where did I say block? Where did I say it? Where did I say it? Where did I say it? Most direct block. Direct position. In terms of height. In the most direct position. Additionally, it can be said that you could even make it a bit higher. Well, less so in a more advanced video. But this will be later in the video, so that is later. Can be said you could even make it a bit higher. You may notice that you could place it a little higher. But we'll discuss this later. We'll discuss this further later. Nah, discuss this. It's fine. This is actually really good. And then we'll add images for this as well, which is all good. Oh my gosh. So I'll square bracket this as a note of what we need to. Why can't I square bracket? Oh, because it's not a square bracket here. Because there's a thing, Word actually keeps track of these things. I have been doing the square bracket for stuff I need to add, right? Similar to launcher, yeah, stuff like that. Okay. Oh, good. We've only set up a group of 2 on the right, the same as before. We want YoshiAU. and as before. And like before, and as before, and as before, we want to now use the blocking method to extend it to a chain using the left. The column to the left of it. This time, since the base is lower, the more high position of our keeper will also be lower. Oh, yeah, the base. I just read that as if it was normal. Since the base is lower. Oh. That's it. The base. The base, the key. The key to the base. Oh my gosh, it even works in that context. The key to the base. See, the thing is, Hamburger, I would not have thought of a word like that. That is actually so good. That's perfect vocab. That's so good. I love it. Which will... I think it's okay to say initial group fast, but... Oh, actually, no. This is the first time we say it. Oh, really? Do I not have many initial group? Hold on. Do we not have it earlier? Did I not say initial here? Ah, okay. Base is actually really good. Man, from the beginning, I tricked you into believing it was already there. No, that's actually really, really good. A lot of times later, okay. Why is it buffering so much? Oh my gosh, my net. My net. Dropping so many frames. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm sorry, Humberto, mainly. I think you know what I mean. No, this is just initially, as in we had, yeah. Made the base a group of 3. Perfect. Base. Spider-Man specifically delivering pizza? Honestly, who knows? Oh, call the spiders to put one net. Yeah, who knows? Two greens, which we will refer to as the base. There we go, perfect. Easy done. Bases now thing. Our basis Puyos. Linearly independent Puyos. It's linear because they can only link if they're like next to each other. They span a certain area. You can even put linear algebra into this, Hamburto. It's infected your writing, that's why you use base. You see, Hamburto? You know linear algebra better than you think. You are actually... Yeah. We have been inspired by mathematics once again. We have been inspired by linear algebra. Aww. It's okay, Hamburger. You know what? It doesn't matter if they tell you you failed. We know in our hearts that you have learned it, and you know, you're applying it here. You're applying your knowledge. You're doing what's important with it. You learned it, and you know what you were doing. True linear's Puyo cannot hurt you, linear Puyo. It makes sense, doesn't it? You have your base... Your basis. And the only way to get into a span is if you have a key Puyo. The key Puyo is like an additional dimension, like an extra vector, right? Because an easy way to get into a certain vector space or to expand a vector space is to add another dimension, right? Hearts, but I do want to that degree. Oh, that's true. That's fair enough. Yeah, that does suck though. Ugh. The base. The vertical group of 3. Okay. So that's fine. We will discuss. Hold on, we needed to finish this part first. This time since base is lower. You know, high position of a keyboard will also be lower. Namely feels like a funny word to me. Specifically, is more natural for me, to be honest. But yeah. Did I? Yeah, this is about the like this one here, where I need to add images for stuff. I think we can say that's clear too. But then cut exactly out. Ah, specifically in this position. Yes, perfect. That's good. Specifically, thus is key Puyo monim. Oh. That's funny. That's funny, Hippoto. Thus is key Puyo minimal height position. That was a note too. I know it is, but it's funny. This is beautiful though. You've written. You have such a way with words. Hi, Alex. You have such a way with words. Sounds like Willy Wonka. Oh, that was meant as a script. Very nanny. No. I know. That's what it's in square brackets, because it's showing the animation thing. But I'm keeping it for now until I get to that part, because it's actually included in the square brackets, so it's okay. Oh, the upper part? Oh. Oh, to explain to me, not make a script. Oh. Well, I mean, this is well, we need to explain Tutu says as well. And also, I mean, it works. Yeah, I think so too. Why do you feel deceived? Why do you feel deceived? What makes you say that? How many more do we have left? I think it's just this page. Which I think is just notes for myself again, so I'll just square bracket this. Yeah, add 3 on stairs. Sorry, 1 3 stairs. The uppermost shape key and base Puyo. Wait, where's key and base Puyo? Oh, here. We call the uppermost shape P1 stairs. The one in the middle. Two stairs. And the bottom one. 1 3 stairs. Oops. Stairs. Maybe I should include stairs in it. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. 3 stairs. The convention is numbers. Hold on. Uses number of eighth videos, and then the number of key views. I said and then because it's the first and then the second number, but I don't know if you need to say that. Perfect. I think my English from high school would hit me if I don't really wouldn't want to call it. It's all the like I've been saying. I'm sure this would be a thing about as well. But yeah, again, I'll just include examples because these examples are going to be key, and that's it. 1696 words, so it ended up being a similar amount of words anyway. 5 pages long. Still haven't written the examples, but again, that'll be just kind of like stuff that is said and happens as we go. Oh my gosh. Script has been edited. Feels good. We are doing this. We're making good progress. Oh, we can. I guess we'll delete the key for now. Again, that is all on the original document. On like the original document, as in the draft document that you've given me, Humberto. It's okay. I'm keeping that one. So if we go into the schedule, yes, we have now completed. Yeah, so this one I did send everyone the stuff now, so that's okay. And script editing. I have not done the storyboarding, but I think the video editing instructions and storyboarding kind of go hand in hand now. I've realized now that because so much of it is just examples, you can't really do the storyboarding until here. Oh, I guess we've done a bit of like the storyboarding has been started, right? Like this is just a bit of stuff to clarify, but yeah, the video editing instructions is telling him how to use parts of the video to put the video together, like, you know, where to edit specific things. So yeah, tomorrow I'm actually super busy. Tomorrow I'm out for the first part of the day, and then I'm out for the second part of the day, and then I'll be home. I don't know how late I'm going to be home. I'll probably not too late, but I guess I'll get home and do this. I don't know if I'll even be able to stream. I could, again, I'm considering maybe doing some recording on stream, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But yeah, if we can somehow manage it, even if not though, that's the reason why I have a couple buffer days. Like I've got 8th, 9th, and 10th of July, so I've got 3 days technically. Technically, I've got 3 days to do the part 3 stuff. So if I don't get all the recording done or the video editing instructions finished, that's okay, I can spend another day on it. The reason why I've set it up to be so early is because I want to get the video editing content like ready for Void as soon as possible, so that I'm not pressuring Void to get stuff done faster than like he needs to be. If I could just do my part better, or like get mine done faster, right? So I'm hoping to get this done as soon as possible. Hopefully by around this time, a Void will be done. I'll message him, I guess. But I need to figure out if he's working. As in, if like everything is okay on his end. Vocab add base Puyo, add to part 2 side junkers rubbish Puyo Tom. Yes, we should add to the vocab as well. Actually, you're right. But right now we're on schedule. Things are looking good. I was a bit scared that we'd go off a bit, but things look very good. I think again I'll send this to Shocky as well, and like he can let me know if there's anything else to clean up. But for the most part, like we've done the bulk of the editing, because I mean you're our main editor, Humberto. So thank you again for your like seriously, thank you so much. This must take a while. I really do appreciate it. We are the planning doctor had the glossary, didn't it? Yes. Oops. I was meant to control. Yeah. Video. Yeah. There's probably a few more other sums, but I'll just add this one now. Base. Weirds. Just set in place. Well, the key weirds to activate. The key weirds allow you to enter the base. Side junk is what I called it in that video though, so I don't really need to change it. I think just rubbish I guess rubbish Puyos. Garbage Puyos and rubbish Puyos. We have to like define them separately. Oh no. You're right though. I didn't realize, but rubbish Puyos is rubbish pieces. I said rubbish pieces though. Like pieces implies that it's the ones that you're being given. The distributed pieces, right? Your pairs. Whereas the Puyos is more ambiguous. Google Doc can link the vocab under the videos. Yes, I think that's a good idea. I think the vocab should be linked. Yeah. I'll probably, once I upload part 2, I'll sort out a bunch of that stuff, I think. Or like when I'm in the stage of getting that ready. Alright, I think we're done for tonight though. Dang, haven't been able to stream. Like, haven't been able to stream games yet. That's alright. We didn't get to yesterday, today. And tomorrow, again, like, probably not going to be able to do too much, even. So, and then Friday's busy too. Friday's pretty busy. But, I guess that's the thing, right? I'm leaving the big stuff over the span of a few days because I know those are, like, busier days. So if I can smash out the easier stuff earlier on, then, you know, busy Thursday, busy Friday. Is Saturday busy? I think Saturday there might be plans, but it might not be as busy. So if it really does have to end up being on Saturday, I will 100% be able to get it done on Saturday. But again, don't want that pressure. Don't want that pressure. I don't know why frames are dropping so much tonight. Okay, just gives me more reason to leave. It's okay. Hopefully tomorrow it'll be better. It wasn't like this yesterday, I don't think. It's just having a night. Just one of those nights, you know? I don't know if this is even being caught on stream or if it's just buffering too much. So awkward. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Thank you again, Hamburger, for the help. Everyone else for, you know, anyone else who hopped in and gave little advice to. Good job, Hamburger. But yeah, I'm gonna be off for tonight. As I said, tomorrow. Probably not too much. We'll see what happens. Yeah, for now, as always, I hope you all have a great rest of the day or night. I love you guys, and I'll see you all next time. Good night.